Sahena is a popular street food in Trinidad and Tobago, and it's also enjoyed around Diwali time. There are two types, the roll-up one, which I'll show you today, and the second type, which is a flour-based fritter. I think the roll-up one is the best, but that's just my opinion. Let me know which one is your fave in the comments below. So go pick some Dasheen bush, it's time to make sahena. The main ingredient is of course Dasheen bush leaves. These are also called taro leaves or colocasia leaves. It comes attached to the stems, so first I like to separate the leaves from the stems like this. I pull the stem in a way where this sort of skin comes off, so the leaf isn't too stiff when we have to roll it out. Save the stems in the freezer and you can add it to bhaji or kalaloo when you're making an next pot. Wash the leaves thoroughly in some water and lime juice. You can use lemon juice or vinegar, that just prevents your hands from itching when you touch the leaves. Set the leaves to air dry or you can dry them individually. Now let's work on the gluten-free mixture. That's the paste that we're going to put between the leaves. I have some chana or chickpeas and some split peas or dal that I've soaked overnight. And you can blend this with a little bit of water to form a paste, or you can grind it using a food processor or mill. I was actually grinding some dal for dal freeze, so I just decided to use this mill because I had it out already. It came out a little bit drier than I expected, but that's fine. We'll work with it. I also made some green seasoning to add to the filling. Here's how it turned out. To the chana and dal mixture, I'm adding a cup of cornmeal, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, a tablespoon of salt, a quarter cup of cornstarch, and about half cup of green seasoning. Now you can add a little more cornstarch if you find that it's not pulling together and it's falling apart, because remember we don't have flour in here, so you want it to kind of pull together and hold into a paste. To bring this together, I'm adding some hot water, and you want to have a nice spreadable consistency. So I'm using a bale nut to roll out the thick stems on the leaves just to make it easier to stack and to roll out. And if you're using young leaves, you won't need to do this, but usually for sahena, we use the bigger leaves, the more mature ones. So they're usually thicker and harder to roll. So you just want to roll it out to make it softer. Now place a leaf face down and paste it with some of that mixture. Mine was a little bit difficult to work with, so I think blending it is the best way to make it more like a paste. I just added a little bit of water to my hands to help it paste better. So you can just add a little bit of water if you are having the same issue as me. But if you use it in a blender, it's gonna be really nice and pasty and very easy to work with. I'll show you later in this video how I make the paste. I'll make the mistake so you don't have to. Stack the leaves on top each other like this, pasting it each time. And you want to make sure it has a nice even thickness. You don't want to stack like 5 leaves on one side and then 2 leaves. You don't want it to be thick in one area and then thin in the next area. So you want it to be nice and even. These leaves were medium sized, so I used about 20 to about 25. If these were large, I'd only use about 12 to 15. And if they're small, you could probably use up to 30 leaves. Tuck the sides in and roll it tightly. This is what you're looking for. A nice tightly rolled log of Dasheen bush leaves. So this is how I like to do mine. I'm wrapping this in some butcher paper first and then some foil. You can do it in the foil alone or in a steam bag. Now place it into a pot of water to steam for 30 to 40 minutes. Most people skip this step, but I don't. It ensures that the leaves are cooked throughout because the roll leaves are poisonous to eat, so it's better to be safe than sorry. You can freeze the roll and then steam it and fry it another time. So you can actually prep this from now for Diwali. Make your roll, freeze it, and then for Diwali you just take it out, slice it, and fry it. You can use the exact same filling recipe that I used earlier for the inside, but mine ran out, so I'm just doing it the correct way this time, in the blender. So I skipped the chana and I'm only using split peas here. Look at that nice smooth texture. I'm adding some baking powder, salt, cornstarch, and green seasoning. Give it a good mix and set aside. Once the roll has steamed and cooled down completely, slice it as thin or as thick as you want the saheenas to be. Now put a generous amount of paste on both sides. I like mine with a little less paste, so I tend to not add a lot of paste. Now fry them for about 3 minutes on each side. My oil temp is at 350 to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Place it onto a wire rack to drain and enjoy with your favorite chutneys. So I like using a wire rack because it keeps it nice and crispy for a longer time. If you put it on paper towels, it tends to get soggy. I found some pommecythere at the Asian market, so I made some pommecythere chutney and a nice lime pepper sauce. Gosh, it relish. It's super crunchy and delicious. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a comment below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more yummy recipes. Let me know what Diwali recipes you'd like me to feature next. Until next time, keep well. Bye!